but 2 documented minors committed suicide due to ongoing sextortion, and 10 attempted suicide, and many others reported suicidal tendencies. So again, just to drive those things home for you, that we really are seeing this happen, connected with our sextortion cases where we are seeing some suicidal ideation and attempt. Social media, again, these numbers would probably change just because I am still seeing Skype, Kik, and Facebook, Omegle, not so much, but we did see that years ago. But, you know, there's always a new social media account popping up, and there's certain ones like Musical.ly and some other ones that are not intended, of course, for sexual purposes, just like these aren't, but that they quickly become a way that kids are interacting with people that have malicious intent. Same thing as the reports earlier. Obviously, the depression, the cutting, suicidal feelings, self-mutilation at the request of the offender as well. So some of these offenders are not only requesting the sexual things, they're also requesting kids to harm themselves or do other things that, again, will increase that silence. So some of the demands that we saw, again, those additional images and videos, CP images and videos of family members. We saw a lot of recruitment during that period of time, like you better find a friend, you better bring your sister in here, you better bring your brother in here, or else. And so, again, it just increases the victimization and it increases that silence as well. Didn't come up a ton, but there are some people that do ask for money, as I mentioned earlier, in exchange for not sharing those images. Oops. I mentioned this earlier, but that rapid shift, again, it does not take long for it to go from show me a picture of your chest to go and find this object or that object and do X, Y, and Z. So it does happen much more quickly than we expect. One of the things that I found pretty interesting is that our offenders did report that if a child basically was too time-consuming, like they didn't comply pretty quickly, they moved on to another child. And so I find that to be pretty interesting because, you know, if we can encourage our kids to not have that knee-jerk reaction to cooperate in something, it really might save them from interacting with somebody that has a really bad agenda. Not, again, to place any blame at all on our victims, but I found it interesting that basically the offender said, if I had to spend a lot of effort, I knew that this might be a kid that would maybe talk or maybe come forward or maybe say no. So we want to make sure that we keep that in mind, that these offenders are wanting targets that they find to be easier to silence, more vulnerable, and more willing to cooperate in whatever they ask them to do. They are often spending time, looking at pictures or what these kids are posting. Some of my victims, most of them have like public profiles, but I remember one girl kept posting about how she hated her family and how she wanted to run away. And so somebody swooped in as the hero and said,